thing I admire about Mom is that she was always very slim and very pretty. I mean, movie star pretty. And one year, I remember it was about the 3rd grade, must have been about Valentine's Day, she was asked to bring cupcakes to my class, for the whole class. And she comes walking in with these cupcakes, and people afterwards, all these kids are surrounding me. That's your mom? Wow, she's so pretty.
She is an adult individual whom I cherish greatly, who has been a major influence in my life and still is.
You know those bee suits? Now my mom had a sense of style, and these bee suits didn't. These bee suits, you know, you have the hood, and you have this long white jumper, and it's tucked into everywhere, and you have to, you know, and gloves and the boots and everything. My mom put a belt. Dad used to tease her about that. She'd put a belt. You can tell which one's her.
You know, and I think that was neat about Mom, that she was like the Proverbs 31 woman, because she was always planting vegetables, canning stuff, doing plants, which I am not a green thumb. I didn't get that from her.
I didn't know that we weren't wealthy.
She had food growing,
And she had rows of corn.
tomatoes and beans and peppers.
Yes, and that useless Swiss chard.
See, you name it, she had it growing.
Why does anybody put a row of that in?
She would make a big deal about how there's nothing like picking a tomato, warm from the sun, right from the bush, and eating it.
She could grow every kind of plant there was, and she knew the names of them, and she was just a remarkable gardener.
She could grow anything.
I can't grow anything except mold in the fridge. I can grow that. Shower too.
I made a good living off of assassinating her tomato worms.
I didn't get any money for that.
Well, the fun part was
Of course, I wasn't
take
picking
those
them up.
worms and we
Oh.
against the fence to kill them. Splattered green all over the fence.
You don't need to paint the fence after that.
Oh.
It's all kind of green. You just got to throw a few more at
You know,
it.
there were 10 cents a worm.
You've been spit on by a bug, it sticks with you. And they do.
But I don't know if you could pay me enough. You know, I'll pass. Yeah, you guys get that job.
Mostly I remember the family gatherings at the table and the conversations and the stories, and
I still wonder how she could take a cupboard full of nothing and make a meal that everybody could manage leftovers. In fact, not just manage, clean your plate. Oh, here, have some more.
I remember vegetables.
Do you feel good, or you don't like it, or
But yeah, I remember not liking all the food.
the green stuff offended me from sight and smell forward.
Now I appreciate the vegetables and stuff, and I realize, oh, that was good.
Well, there's also the Bachelor thing. If ketchup can't save it, it can't be saved.
Mom cooked a lot of fried foods
I miss that.
because that's what Dad liked.
She used to make fried potatoes. One of my favorite things that she would make is fried potatoes.
If we had a barbecue and Mom did homemade ice cream
Oh, life is going to be good.
and her own sauce for the chicken and everything, oh my gosh.
And she did make gravy. I learned to make gravy.
It seemed like we had biscuits or some kind of bread with every meal.
It was a meal to dump gravy on a piece of bread for my father.
Weight Watchers ruined me.
But no, food, no, let's move on.
You know, my mom was a disciplinarian.
And if we needed it, we got it right then.
I have had enough. Oh yeah, the enough. You mess up and you get a spanking.
Formative part of my upbringing.
You know you've had it when she's had enough.
Ow.
She sent us out after a stick. Now Denise, 2 years older than me, crying like a little girl.
I don't think I was older than 9.
And I am picking up sticks and testing them on my leg.
So when she picks up this gigantic 2x4 with nails hanging out of it,
She bawled some more.
and Mom sees me, I am bawling my heart out.
And she looked down at me and she goes, well, I wanted to spank you, not beat you to death.
And I had been punished enough.
And I looked at Denise and said, and you've been bawling all this time for nothing.
She was such a wiseacre at 8, I'm telling you.
Lynn, when she'd know it was coming, she'd go into the bathroom and stuff a bunch of laundry down her pants.
There you go. Didn't help a whole lot. 'Cause she-
Oh, and Mom would hear that and it would sound like a pillow. And she goes, "What have you got?"
She is perhaps the smartest person without a degree that I've ever met in my life.
She was always helping me with my homework and everything.
A couple of summers, we were still at the old house, I think, that she decided to do summer school with us.
You know how those teachers are. They'll rat us out on what we were doing poorly at.
And she was a stickler on penmanship.
I spent the whole next summer working on penmanship and I think arithmetic.
I'm still not proud of my signature or anything else, but I can print.
But Mom instilled a love of reading in us by reading to us aloud.
She is one well-read woman.
A majority of anything I gained out of a book.
She'd just get to a good part in a book.
You could all be sitting around here reading something, then all of a sudden she's reading out loud.
Came from Reader's Digest and Mom.
And she would just eat those bad boys up.
We might as well turn off the TV.
You know, I loved her reading to us.
You never would have known that times were hard and money was tight. But she sewed all of our clothes.
She'd buy like 3 bolts of fabric that would work together.
And we had original works of art, practically speaking.
And Denise's dress would have the print on the top and the solid on the bottom. And then mine would have the other way around. And then Lynn's would be a different little pattern or something. But we all had the same fabric on.
And then when I got into, rainbows, she made my dresses for the grand choir and all these things.
And she still sews. She quilts. And she's quilted me more than one, and that is no small deal.
And when I was married, a poor woman, I had 5 bridesmaids and a flower girl, and she made all the dresses, including mine, and they were just gorgeous.
She taught me to sew. I know how to sew, but I conveniently don't have a sewing machine.
She did her best to never forget anyone's birthday.
I had a birthday party, and she did this awesome birthday party one year.
One birthday, she made the cake look like a Barbie doll dress.
Now I understand why Dad referred to birthdays as another ring around the trunk.
I remember having all my friends over and playing this little thing where you drop the clothespins in the jar.
I really appreciate growing up in a family where my birthday was celebrated.
She loved my dad.
She was right by his side.
Their chairs were pushed together.
Yeah, my mom and dad were inseparable. They did everything together.
And then love certainly fits, but I think it was even beyond that.
Every morning, she'd fix him his meals. She took care of him.
They genuinely liked each other. They genuinely were a partnership.
They'd walk out together in the morning and have their coffee together, and
She always sat by him at the table, and he'd always turn around and put his feet up on the table.
Mom could reach over and give him a back rub sometimes.
she manicured him, she massaged him.
But she was always touching him.
They were together even when he was out in the shop working and she's holding his coffee cup, or he's underneath a car and she's standing there.
She'd get up, she'd go into the kitchen, and she'd start a pot of coffee. And right about the time it was just about done, Dad would come rolling in.
She'd help him with anything he was doing. I mean, my mom was not afraid of work.
She was a housewife, which every man would say, oh no, she doesn't work.
I caught him in the kitchen and told me to go away. Excuse me. Just saying.
She's just amazing and supported me in everything. When I became the grand poobah, as Dad said, she helped me write the speech. She was always helping me with my homework and everything. It was just, she's just so special.
I would be remiss in my duties if I did not mention how much help she was raising my spawn. Would not have made it without her help, even after I retook over the position. Thank you.
Yeah, my mom sings. Another one where I think I'm adopted. I'm an alto. Mom soprano, messes me up. Can't hear my part, but you know, she sings real pretty. And she still is making her clothes, and she's very stylish. And I get a love of jewelry from her. She really did like to sparkle, still does. Talking about her like she's not here anymore. I know you're here, Mom.
She's just phenomenal. Teacher told her that I had talent and to be sure that I took some art classes in high school. Well, that summer, Mom whips out her stash of paint and canvas and gives them to me to paint with. I didn't know what I was doing, but I loved it. But she always had this natural knack of drawing. So yeah, I got my artistic bent from her.
Mom, I love you so much that I can't begin to express.
Thank you for all that you have done and all that you do. I just hope you have the most fabulous birthday filled with everybody you love.
Not going to mention the age or the numbers of candles it would take to reiterate the age.
But Mom, I love you, and I know you know it, and I don't say it enough, but I love you with all my heart, and you are my hero. You know, you're a mentor and just an incredible person, and I hope I can live up to your example.
Thank you for all that you've done, for all that you are, and all that you mean to me and my family. I want to wish you a happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Mom.
And I hope you have a wonderful birthday.
Happy birthday.
God bless you, and thank you.
Love you.
And I'll try not to bother you with any more offspring, I promise.
And come October, we'll celebrate some more.
I'm done. I'm done.
Good.
Is that okay?
Well,